It was just another quiet morning in the highlands of the Silver Ridge Wilderness, or so it seemed. Dr. Mira Patel, a wildlife biologist who had spent nearly a decade tracking wild horse herds across the rugged valleys and steep canyons of the region, was scanning the distant slopes through her binoculars. The sun had barely risen, painting the sky in soft gold and pink. Everything was still peaceful until she saw her. A mare, but not just any mare. This one stood almost as tall as a draft horse, nearly 18 hands high, in a land where most wild horses barely reach 14 or 15 hands. This was impossible. Her coat shimmered like honey in the morning light, with a dark mane that flowed like a river down her powerful neck. And she was pregnant, very pregnant. Myra's breath caught. She looked like a legend come to life, she later wrote in her journal. Like something out of an old story, a queen of the wild. She named her Nova. And Nova wasn't just big. She was different. The other horses in the herd moved aside for her. They watched her, followed her. She wasn't just the largest. She was a leader. And now, she was about to give birth. But here's the thing. Nova was deep in the heart of the mountains. No roads, no trails, no way for help to reach her if something went wrong. Mira knew wild horses usually gave birth on their own. No doctors, no hospitals, just instinct and strength. But Nova, her size, meant her foal could be huge, and that could make labor dangerous. So Mira did the only thing she could. She set up a small camp about 300 yards away, quiet, hidden, with cameras and microphones trained on Nova's chosen birthing spot. A sheltered cove by a clear spring, soft earth, high ground for watching predators. It was perfect. She picked the safest place, Mira whispered, like she planned it. And that's when Mira started noticing strange things. Nova wasn't just restless. She was preparing. She moved rocks with her hooves. She paced in patterns. She seemed to be thinking. I'd never seen a wild horse act like this, Mira said. It was like she knew what was coming, and she was getting ready. Then, in the deep silence before dawn on September 28th, it began. Nova's labor started with a low groan, a shudder through her massive frame. The contractions came strong and slow, powerful. But they didn't stop. An hour passed, then 2, then 4. Most wild mares give birth in under 2 hours. But Nova, she was still going. Mira watched, heart pounding. I kept thinking, is she okay? Is the baby stuck? But she never panicked. She stayed calm. She knew what to do. Nova shifted positions, leaning against a boulder, using the slope to help push. She grunted, breathed, rested, then pushed again. And then, just as the first light touched the peaks, a tiny wet nose appeared, then a head, then shoulders, and with one final push, a foal tumbled onto the soft earth. Mira gasped. The foal was huge, bigger than any newborn she'd ever seen. And his coat, it wasn't just brown or black or bay. It was silver, dappled, like moonlight on water, a color so rare. Mira had only read about it in books. She named him Storm. He weighed about 150 pounds, she said, twice the size of a normal foal. And the moment he took his first breath, he moved. Most newborn foals spend hours wobbling, learning to stand. But Storm, he was on his feet in 7 minutes. 7. And not just standing, he was looking around, taking in the world, watching the other horses, watching her. Nova nuzzled him, licked him clean, helped him find her milk. And Storm, he nursed like he'd done it before. Mira couldn't believe it. It was like he knew what to do, like his brain was already working at full speed. But that was only the beginning. Within 2 hours, Storm did something no foal, no horse should be able to do. He communicated, not just whinnies or squeals. No, he made sounds, short, clear, different each time. One sound when he saw a bird fly overhead, another when he noticed a distant shadow in the trees. And when Nova moved, he made a soft chuff, like a signal. And the other horses? They listened. One mare stepped forward, curious. Storm turned, looked at her, and made a low, steady sound. The mare stopped, waited, then backed away. It was like he was saying, "Not yet. Mira whispered, like he had words. And then, on his third day it happened. Mira was filming as Storm stood on a small ridge, ears flicking, eyes scanning the valley. Suddenly, he froze. Then he let out a sharp, high call, 3 quick notes. The entire herd lifted their heads. Nova moved to Storm's side. And then, from deep in the woods, a low growl. A mountain lion. It was still far away, too far for the other horses to hear or smell. But Storm, he knew, and he warned them. 15 minutes before the predator even came into view, the herd was already moving, calm, quiet, away from danger. Because of him. Mira sat in stunned silence. This wasn't just instinct. This was thought. This was planning. This was intelligence beyond anything we've ever seen in animals. Dr. Elias Carter, a geneticist who reviewed Mira's footage, was equally amazed. This foal, he said, isn't just a genetic miracle. He's a leap, a jump in evolution. His brain is developing faster, learning faster, teaching faster. He's not just surviving, he's leading. And it was true. Storm didn't just learn from Nova. He taught the other foals. He showed them where the best grass grew. He warned them about thin ice near the stream. He even guided a lost yearling back to the herd, using sounds, gestures, direction. He wasn't just smart, Mira said. He was wise. And the most incredible part? Nova was learning from him. She watched him, listened to his calls, adjusted her movements based on his signals. They weren't just mother and son. They were partners. A team. A new kind of bond. Not just of blood, but of mind. By day 5, Storm was doing things that adult horses with years of training couldn't do. He solved problems. He remembered paths. He communicated with precision. And the herd? They followed him. Not because he was big. Not because he was strong. Because he was right. Again and again, he proved he could see danger, find food, protect the group. He wasn't born to lead. He earned it. And in that moment, Mira realized something deeper. This wasn't just about one special horse. It was about hope, about how, even in the wildest, most untouched places, life keeps evolving, keeps surprising us, keeps reaching for something more. Storm wasn't just a miracle. He was a message. That intelligence isn't just human. That connection isn't just learned. Sometimes it's born. And that in the quiet corners of the world where no one is watching, evolution is still writing its story. The greatest lessons in life don't come from books or labs. They come from watching nature, respecting it, and realizing that every creature, no matter how small, has something extraordinary to teach us. If this story moved you, if it made you wonder, smile, or believe a little more in the magic of the wild, please share it. Tell someone who loves animals. Tell someone who needs hope. And if you want to hear more real, powerful stories from the wilderness, stories of courage, survival, and the unbelievable ways nature adapts, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Because out there in the quiet places, there are still wonders being born. And someone has to be there to see them.